comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeers pulling on the reins. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle, jangle, oh, what a beautiful sight. So jump in bed and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Howdy, guys, and welcome to Race 2 of Season 5 here at SRA. Looking at the Division 1 Championship this evening. Gonna have a great race here at Nurburgring, GTGP. Yeah,
Did you
it's
just
gonna
say
be a fantastic
Nuremberg?
race. Nurburgring?
Nurburgring. Nurburger.
Look,
Hamburger.
man, I'm not German, okay? I
Fair,
try my
fair.
best. But yeah, we're gonna have a fantastic race. We are still in the free practice as of right now, um, but I'm gonna hand it off to some of my fellow commentators here. We are introducing a new face into the booth tonight for the D1 stream. Nate, you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Jess, Colin, it's a pleasure to be here with y'all. I'm gonna try to give some insight on a a lesser perspective, perhaps a D6 perspective, but maybe that could be a refreshing sort of reminder to the old ways. Who knows? We'll find out.
Oh, it's gonna be great. We've been having a great time chilling before we went live.
Look, Nate, see, this is our secret because this is how we get faster. We sit here and study the D1 drivers so we can emulate this next week. So pay attention to that. There's your perspective.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's going to be, I mean, especially from this perspective, there's going to be a lot to learn here. You're watching guys who are at the top of their game, best of their craft. So very interested to see, and definitely glad to be a part of it.
And we also have Colin Shea in the booth tonight, as per usual.
Hey,
Colin.
Hello, thank you for having me, everybody. It's good to be up here.
And of course, your lovely and wonderful host, Jess Osborne.
Thank you.
But yeah, still in the. Oh, actually, qualifying has just started.
Yep, they're
The
just rolling out.
silver
for their
drivers
outlap.
are going out. So in SRA here, we have two different splits for the division. There's the gold split and the silver split. The gold drivers are the faster drivers. I think gold this year is more focused on the alien drivers. So they're almost in a class of their own as to how fast they are. But make no mistake, these silver drivers have every chance of getting it up there if they get themselves a good race, because these guys are very, very fast. 6 divisions overall here in SRA. I think it was 270 drivers this season. So these truly are the top of the top that the league has to offer. Yeah, it's going to be awesome watching them race tonight, watching them put their moves on. Daehee Yun, one of our moderators here at SRA, has done a fantastic job this season at making sure that all these splits are phenomenally close. Last week, we had an amazing race. Great fun to watch. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend going back and watching that. The season opening race, yeah, the racing was super tight. Hopefully, we're going to get something like that here tonight. But we'll have to see what these folks are putting the times down at. Colin, you may have a little bit more insight on this, but what were some of the times that we were seeing at the beginning or in pre-race?
Well, alright, it's actually ridiculous. If you go on our website, simracingalliance.com, you can look at our hot lap leaderboard. We have like 5 drivers in the 53s here, which is absolutely absurd. I mean, that is getting to the top of times. The Go setups for the McLaren at least is 52E. So to have people within a second of hot lap times on YouTube that people go to learn how to do that track is very impressive, and just shows how fast this league has become. And we do have some of the fastest drivers in North America, and it's awesome to be able to watch these guys.
Yeah, and I mean, these guys are getting in real life times in these cars, like what you might expect from a real professional race driver at the top of their game, driving one of these cars around these tracks, sometimes even higher in some of these reference laps that we've seen, really pushing the game to its absolute limit, the simulator, more accurately, to its limit, and the car to its limit. It's really amazing to watch these guys go around. Um, as you'll see here, we are 4 minutes in, almost, or 3.5 minutes into the qualifying here.
TikTok.
Many of these, yeah, I know, time flies.
And
But many of
Koadromo
these,
is the first
yeah.
one who's about to put in his banker lap, so they got to get on with it.
Yep, and yeah, many of these drivers are coming to put in their first laps. Koadromo just puts down his first time with a 54.4.
Not
Douglas
bad,
Mitchell
not
with a
bad.
56.6.
He'll find more though.
He'll definitely find more. I mean, he's got 3 more laps left in this run here. This season, we shortened down from a 15-minute qualifying per subdivision to a 10-minute qualifying per subdivision. And that really makes it a lot more difficult because that first lap, especially when you have about 20, 25 drivers going around, there's a queue that builds up at the end. And about 2 or 3 minutes of your first time is taken up by staying in queue there. Normally, like 3 minutes, a minute more than a normal lap time would be. So
We
it
got
really
some time
hurts.
set here.
Yeah. Oh, yes. More time set. Ian McCroat in the 277 BMW setting down a 54.7. Fazli Majid with 54.7 as well in his Mercedes.
Is that
Stallworth.
both Badman Bimmer boys? That's right, 1-2 right now.
Oof.
Hey Jess, before we get too far into this, I can't seem to see your screen on Discord. It seems to be black.
Oh man. A couple minutes ago, for the second time, my FPS went down to 30, and then you said I wonder if my PC's not keeping up with this. I'll try again. My client says I'm live, but I'll stop it and go again.
Yep.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what I was doing.
Game if I share the screen.
Well, while they are dealing with some technical issues, take a look at these liveries that we're seeing on the track here. Many of these are handmade for this season.
These are all
And-
artisanal liveries.
Yeah, and they all look
Look at
fantastic. I'm looking at the Hawaiian-themed livery of Ian McCroat and Koadromo in the picture-in-picture there. And this has got to be one of my favorites. Such a clean livery. Got great lines to it. I love the theme. But the theme this season is holiday-themed, so watch out for that. Some of these guys did not follow that, but many of them did. You're free to do what you want,
Banned.
but that is a
Banned.
suggestion. And if you don't follow the suggestion, you get banned permanently from the league. So it's imperative that you.
Did
to
you
follow.
guys see that time Koadromo just set?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
He's breaking into
53.9.
53s.
Yep, he's getting up there.
Already, and that puts him 4/10 up for silver pole right now, which will be awesome for him. And it's a big position here for silver if you qualify pole, because the rest of the grid still gets to qualify. So if you have a lap that is this far out ahead, you might put yourself in between. You might put yourself in the mix of the gold drivers, which would put a big gap in between you and the second silver driver.
I'm taking a look at Nate Specht right now. He is one of the newcomers to Division 1. He's put in a 54.8 so far. Down on his time currently. He's got one more lap to try to make it happen. Or maybe, yeah, only one more lap. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left of the qualifying run for these D1 Silver folks. So they're going to be really trying to get that lap in. Sitting in 9th place right now, but I expect a little bit more from him later on. Great racer. Chris Stefiak, our previous champion, was up on his time, just went down right before finishing up his lap, unfortunately. Sitting in 7th place right now with a 54.8.
Dylan Stallworth
So-
is finding 2/10 in Sector 3. He's already 2/10 up, and he's lost it in the last corner, maybe? Up 3/10. That's going to get him a lot. What's it going to be? Almost P5, P6, right off the bat.
Kinger looks like he's 6/10 up here. Looking like he's going to come to the end of his lap here.
Oh, this is going to be a huge lap for him.
Losing a little bit of time through that difficult chicane. See what he gets here out of this final corner.
He's found 7/10. He's rocketing out of the last corner.
Wow. It's going to be a great lap for
P4.
him. Wow.
Stallworth rockets up the positions into P7, provisional P7.
Look at those Hondas in between P6 and P10. Nate, remind me, what car are you driving again this season?
I'm in the Aston Martin, but not the V12. The V8 is the one that I had to go with, but it felt like a familiar car. It's what I cut my teeth on in the game. They're still very, very short, but what I found was it seemed like a predictable car.
It
So
is, yeah.
I thought I'd give it another shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
reliable.
we've seen a lot of people switch up cars this season, and the Aston Martin has been a favorite of many drivers. Recently got a BOP update that has put it near the top, or at least very competitive, relatively easy to drive, and very predictable handling. It's making a very popular choice through all the divisions. But still, there's the BMWs are on top. And that is not currently at the top of the BOP right now. So these people are going to show that it doesn't really matter. As long as you know what you're driving and you know what you're doing, you can make good times.
And Fazli
Speaking
Majid,
of Fazli
right
Majid,
before time runs out, he puts himself on P2, and he's going to get another lap in.
oh, he's the
very
lucky
nice
dog
for
right
him.
here. Yeah, with a 54.1, still a little ways off from Coadromo, who's currently back to pits. Missed the cutoff line for the next lap, but with a 53.9. Marlowe looks like he's going to stop at the end of his lap. It's sitting in
and
3rd place with a
Speck gets
54.2.
loose. Ruins his
Oh, and he
okay
does
lap.
right into the sand trap.
What a shame.
Looking at Jay Sparks here on the Delta. Oh, and he just invalidated. I'm sorry for mentioning
By
your
the way, I forgot to ask, is my stream visible for you again?
Yep, it
It
looks
is.
Thank you.
Yep.
And that wraps it up
E-Stack
for all
improving.
these silver division drivers.
Yeah, so some very fast times here. Fazli Majid actually still on his lap, just a little bit up now,
Oh, and
drawing
there
the yellow flag, but
goes-
still valid,
Either
and
he
he's
disconnected
gone
or
from
I
the server.
disconnected.
I think he
He
disconnected.
disconnected.
I think so. I think we all saw the same thing right there.
Hopefully he can get
Which
back
is a
into the
good
server
sign.
before the start of the race, so he can maintain that fantastic time that he just put down, putting himself in P2 right before the end of qualifying there. So hopefully he can get back in.
Well, that's
But
a beautiful Christmas livery right there.
I
on that
love
number
it. The
53
color
with
scheme
Aaron.
really
does.
is nice. It
It's-
looks like an ornament I would have hung on my tree. It's class.
It does. It really does. It reminded me of a gift that I haven't opened yet. And it just has me excited every
this
time.
may be a
Oh, and
gift that
he's
you haven't
going to the
opened.
pits.
Joao
He's done.
Semedo, one of the faster drivers that has popped up from D2 into D1. We're going to see a lot of good things coming from him. He's currently sitting in P11, opting to go into the pits at the end of his qualifying run. But right now, we're going to have the D1 Gold drivers out, which we're going to be looking at. They're getting their out laps in. So everyone's starting to queue up here at the end, waiting for the people in front of them to go.
Looks like Michael
Michael
Menning's
Menning
leading the
in the-
pack on the outlap.
And he's a driver you got to keep an eye out for here. He's one of those drivers I saw earlier in the 53s, so we'll see if he can pull it together in this short 10-minute quali.
So he pulled it together on the livery. That's just the
Isn't it
icing on the
pretty,
cake
man?
right there.
Isn't it pretty?
It's so beautiful.
And B Hall. That was the name I was talking about earlier before, Jess, that was cutting off. So B Hall, he performed exceptionally well last week. So we're really gonna be keeping an eye out for him in the gold class right now. Finishes out lap, and he's starting on his real lap right now. So keep an eye on this guy, see where he winds up.
Man, I mean,
Fembers
there's no
Casas.
lap set, and we're already under the 7-minute mark.
Yep, it's pretty brutal how much shorter this new qualifying session is, but everyone's under the same competition here, so I think it makes it really fun. Fembers Casas, though, our previous champion, looking really good on this lap here. Nice switch up from the Porsche into the Audi. An interesting choice.
Let's take a look at B Hall's Puma livery. Well, I can dig it.
You know, the Mercedes is pretty popular here at the D1 level. I feel like it's one of the more unique cars I've seen. I haven't seen too many throughout previous SRA seasons, so it's good to see a new car in the grid.
First couple times are being laid down. Michael Menning with 55.0, Nick Sand with 55.2, Quig with 55.2. But I think we're going to see a lot better from these drivers as the times start to trickle in. Fembers Costa is setting his banker in with a 54.9.
Oh yeah, they're just getting warmed up.
Yep.
Yeah. Once these tires start getting a little bit worn in, a little bit higher temps, I think we're going to start seeing
Mr.
some
Yee's not taking his
absolute
time
banger
though.
laps.
54.3.
Someone that may be a little bit of a sleeper this season, that really has been a force to be reckoned with. It hasn't really shown his teeth all that much last season or at the beginning of this season. Matt Lehman, who just came around for his lap, putting it in P6 already, the second fastest so far of the D1 times with the 54.4. Back in the McLaren this season. This is his native car. Car he learned to drive on. He switched to the BMW last season, had decent performance with it, but not performing at the level that we've come to expect from Matt Lehman. So this is someone we're really going to have to keep an eye on here. And McLaren looking really good around this track and feeling really good around this track. So sans the chicane, which I think the McLaren driver here can speak more on. But yeah, Matt Lehman, keep an eye on him.
Yeah,
Manny
Matt
was
Lehman's a
looking
great
really
driver.
good. He was 7/10 up, but now going in sector 3. He's lost a bit of it, only up half a second now, but that's still within, arm's reach of the podium. Is he finding more? No, he's not. He's losing it. Come on, come on.
Speaking of arm's reach of the podium, we have R. Yee in the 125 Honda.
And
With a
improving.
beautiful Christmas livery. Improving. Yes, with a 2/10 up, about to come towards the end of his lap. Brooker Quigg putting it in provisional P2 with a 54.1. Yee is putting up 5/10 up on his time, really hoofing it now. 6/10.
7 almost.
Coming up on, not quite
up to
7.
7.
So he still may have another 10th in him. Now back to 5/10 up, but that's putting him in P1 with a 53.7. Fastest time of the evening so far. But like I said, these folks are just getting warmed up. There's multiple people down the list that are up on their deltas, including Nick San up 2/10 up on his delta, coming in with, where'd he go? I don't know, but it was a fast time. Nick San with a 55.2.
All right,
Temp up on his
chat's
time.
a little dead. Let us know who you think's gonna get pole here. Let us know who you're rooting for. Anybody, if you want to shout anybody out, shout your driver out. Anybody who's listening, and I guess any drivers who do listen to these streams while you race, good luck.
Good luck, boys.
Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash.
keep it
We're
on the
going to
black
be shining the
stuff.
camera on you the whole time. No worries. A little bit of psychological messaging there. We need to throw on a show, okay? Dominic Duran was up 4/10 up on his time and validates in one of the final corners here. See if I'm
Yeah,
feeling
been
pretty
watching a
bad
lot of
about that.
drivers invalidate.
Yeah, these gold drivers don't seem to be putting down the times quite yet. We still have one more lap left and maybe 2 laps left for those coming around right now. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left of the qualifying stint here. Come on, guys, let's pick up the pace.
Yeah, Dominic Duran's getting some motivating words from Lost Energy.
Nick Sand pulls
He-
out almost half a second right behind Nordstrom, but now Nordstrom's pulling out 6/10. And sorry, what were you saying?
Well, it was actually perfect timing because DC Storm Games was cheering on Sand as well as Yi. And Ryan Yi is already P1, so, well, I guess you can cheer him on more, but he can't get any higher than he already is. And Sand needed that motivation and went 5/10 faster.
Get in the Audi, Nick. Pilot
I
the
do have
robot.
to say, I like the reference to Duran though, so I'm with Loss on this one.
Oh, we got to look at Lehman though. Final corner, his delta was 8/10, and he's blown by Yi. Almost a
Wow.
full 10th gap now on him. P1 for Matt Lehman. Well done.
53.7, yes.
That's a great lap. That's going to be an exciting battle there, that 1-2 there.
Nordstrom now in 4th position with a 54.1. 1 minute left of the qualifying session. I know these guys are really trying to get that next lap in. I know from the practice sessions there was many folks who had faster times than this, but been unable to eke it out in this short qualifying stint.
I was just watching Brooker Quigg, and he unfortunately invalidated his lap on his first corner. What a bummer. No time to do another either.
Yeah, just winding down the clock at this point, which it is surprising to see. I suppose I thought there would be some more just aggressive laps, but it's got me excited to see how the actual race turns out. There's no question about that.
We have another challenger coming up into the final corner. Normando, nearly up half a second. That's almost spitting the distance of podium. What's it going to be? P10. I was gravely miscalculated. Well, I mean, no. It's only 3/10 away from podium.
Yeah, I
So
was
it's going to be a
gonna say,
great
it's
fight,
so
P1 to
close.
P10. Wow.
Yeah, and knowing him, he's got some great racing skills. Didn't have such good luck last race, but I think if he can keep it on the tarmac, he's going to have a good race tonight.
So DC Storm Games is asking how much of the lobby is sub 155. P31 right now is a 155 flat.
Yep.
And everybody lower than that is
Fast
faster than that.
Yeah, so this is one of the things that the shorter qualifying stint has really brought upon the league is closer qualifying times. I think it's obviously down to Daihi's tremendous work on that and making sure that all these division splits are very close. But I've noticed significantly closer times. Also because of the shorter qualifying stint, if you can't put it down, then you can't put it down.
Can't put Durance down. He is flying through Sector 3 right now. He was 2/10 up, and he just eked up to 5/10. Oh, and he's losing a little bit on the last corner, but still a flyer for him. And he edges up to P4. Very nicely done.
Menning up 2/10, dropping a little bit, gaining a little bit here and there. Looking at him in the picture-in-picture, going down the straight, about to come up to the line from P14 to P9 with a 154.3. And
Doesn't look like anybody else is improving. Oh, we're crashing. That's what's happening. I saw that, Adam. I think that was you.
Glad to see Duran got a lap in there at the end for P17 for him.
Okay, there we go. I'm sure he's not going to be too happy with that one, but he's got great racing skills, so he's going to be someone to watch as he tries to break himself through the field.
Speaking of the qualifying window we had earlier, what was your guys' thoughts on the pit window being opened up almost three times as long as it normally would be?
I loved it. I thought that's what we were going to do for this race, but apparently it was just a trial, and now we're back to the regularly scheduled program. And
Interesting.
That's right. From what I understand, it was the very first race and then the fourth, if I'm not mistaken.
Which that is interesting. I guess they're going to probably try to get some more data to see if it's something that we want to do from here on out. But I did enjoy it. I
I did
thought it
too.
was interesting. Um, I was very skeptical of it, but I think it wound up creating a lot of close racing. So I would welcome it back.
Yeah, I would agree with that sentiment very largely. In that the same way I agree with National League Baseball should have kept on to the pitcher has to bat sort of mentality, because I think there's some strategy at play, in that scenario, and I like that. I like the opportunity to make a either terrible pit maneuver or a very strategic pit move.
I agree.
I like that being up to your discretion, and you could
Yeah.
live and die by that decision in a single race. The podium could absolutely just slip out of your fingers because of that one decision. So I think that really implicates a very strategic value to that sort of racing. So yeah, I'm a fan.
Hey Jess, you are back to a black screen for me.
Oh, I thought I restreamed it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nope, all
Fix it
good.
right
Just
now.
wanted before the race started so I can watch. But I will. I've missed a couple shout outs here. Matt Lehman, you got a lot of love in the chat when you set that lap. So P1, congratulations. That's the Matt we know. I saw in chat trying to look for some other ones. Oh, I remember the other one. It said Matt is back, baby. So
Yep.
yeah, very good to see you there on the top leaderboard in a McLaren.
And there he is in the picture doing the whole circle around.
We're all
Very
good.
simple livery this season, just orange and white.
Yeah, almost harkens back to the original ideology and paint scheme of the McLaren. I can get behind that.
Hey, do you guys see that plus 30 seconds for A Santana?
Yes.
What is that all about? Do we know?
That's a great question.
Wonder.
That's a
I'll
great
check
question.
now. I wonder if that's something happened in quali or if that is a penalty being applied.
Carried over. Could it be carried over from last season or from last race?
Probably from the last race, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I would think so as well. I would think if it carried over from the previous season, it would have been last race.
I'm having some graphical issues. My Windows manager just restarted itself. I'm surprised nothing
always
else
fun.
crashed.
Yeah. We can see it's managing itself just fine, according to
Don't forget
Windows.
to turn off your UI stuff.
It is off. Turn it off
I'm
again.
looking at my.
Yeah, you're looking at your screen.
And we are all. Alright, I need to update my drivers or something.
There's
You seem to
only
be running good now on stream and Discord.
there's only a few certain things in life: death, taxes, and technical issues.
Oh,
So,
of course.
yeah,
That's right.
bear with us a little bit.
That's right.
I see what I did. Yeah, you were right.
Of course, you have 11 going with the Jeff Gordon theme there in the
Oh, yeah.
the DuPont NSX.
He's got the Rainbow Warrior on track over here.
You gotta love it.
All right,
Keep your
fellow
tires
comment.
warm.
All right, fellow commentators, what are our predictions for race winners tonight? I want a gold and a silver class prediction.
Oh man.
I'm gonna say we're gonna have Nordstrom for the gold, and
Okay.
we're gonna have Majid for the silver. That's my prediction. What does the chat say?
The chat said commentators curse. So
Oof.
Oh, okay.
The
So I just
maybe
cursed them
commentator's
both.
curve. We got a oof. Although we do have a vote for Griff.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Lehman. I think that that quali lap, him starting out in front, and this is a tight track. It is hard to pass here. So
I mean, if he can show us what he's shown us time and time before, where he just gets out in front and stays there, then we could definitely have a Lehman win. But still, kind of unpredictable. Last race wasn't so hot for him. but Nordstrom was on fire. If he just didn't have some of the little incidents, he definitely would have taken that home. So that's where my vote is. He's very aggressive, and he knows how to wheel that Porsche.
So we have another vote for Fosley for the silver, and somebody saying Ryan Yee for the gold. Also one for Sparks. I guess for silver, I will.
Yee's a
I'll
good
stick to
bet.
favorites. I'll say Koadroma. Dromo sticks it out and sticks P1. I think gold and silver drivers. Oh, here comes the finish
And
line.
off and away for SRA.
Sorry, I caught up on me, but here we go, too wide. Ryan Yee there looks like he had a jump on Lehman. And so does Dromo. They're going to go 3 wide. No, Dromo backs out. No, he doesn't. 3 wide, Lehman with the inside. Look, he's going to get the better run here. Back in front of Ryan Yee, but Yee has the inside for this turn 2.
Well, a little bit of a hang up in the back there. It doesn't look like anyone spun around, but some cars got just hung up together. Overall, pretty clean through here.
They're
But
too
this is-
wide all the way down the field almost.
Into turn 3 and 4 here. Some tricky parts of the track. Lehman and Yee taking off.
And Dromo should not be very happy about this. Falling back to P3 and P1's driving away.
Jess, if you could look back through the field a little bit on the main cam, I'm gonna take a look at the front, stay on the front a little bit here in the picture-in-picture. But
Yeah,
it looks
he's
like
just
Matt
setting the
Lehman is
pace.
just taking away. Look at this.
He is.
Matt
He's
Lehman and
just-
Yee are just hoofing it out here. This could be one of those things where he may be sacrificing tire strategy to get
Car in the
ahead
sand.
early.
We
Yeah,
got a
it'll
Repsol
be-
Honda off. That Brown? I believe it is. Struggling to get on. He's got to wait on the whole field to pass him.
That's a hard part to come off the track as we come up here through these Schumacher S's. Field is looking very clean right now, very respectful here.
It really is. It's looking very, very good.
We'll see what happens on lap 2.
I think they saw the D2 race and they said we got to step it up. Okay, that D2 race was just squeaky clean. It was phenomenal.
Perhaps then even the D6 race, maybe they caught that at the tail end, almost like a dessert, the cherry on top, with a cool 0 penalties handed out to the entire D6
Very
in
nice.
race 1 in season 5. Yeah,
We may have had
extremely
someone
impressive.
fly off the track. I don't know what happened there. I just saw a car careen into the stands.
Jay Mercer. Quick question,
Mercer.
wasn't Caleb Yarrington, didn't he perform really well last week? Am I
Yeah,
remembering that right?
Yarrington
What's he
was
doing back here?
silver winner, silver first place.
He's with his teammate down in the 30s.
Well, that's going to be a big mover and shaker. Halfway through the race, we got to take a look at that and see where he winds up.
When Jason King or Nilly gets, who's that? Adam Santana, I see you with your halfway completed livery. Nearly gets him up the inside of him. Not quite though.
I would love it if you just like put the string of words on the side of his car. I'll get to it eventually. ... Regarding his
Nate
livery.
Lamlin going around the outside of, around the outside of Stallworth. They're still side by side and fighting. And the Honda getting real squirrely. Stallworth looks like he lost a lot of speed and got a little tap in the rear end for it. And he's getting some McLaren up his inside, and that sends him careening into the Aston. That's 2 cars off. Oh, and he comes in front of, who is that? Is that Nick Sand? It is. Getting the Ava. Oh, and that leaves him in the grass. Is his teammate gonna? No, that was Fimbers Costas.
Oh no!
Nick Sand survived. Is he gonna avenge his teammate? He's got a skeleton behind him.
Matt
Tyler's
Lehman.
got
Sinners in front of him.
Matt Lehman's got a bumper full of Honda right behind him. Not making an easy time for him, but these two guys have broken away from the rest of the pack here.
Plus 30 seconds are going to be penalties that the driver got from our race last week at Suzuka that are applied today. He'll have to stop his
That's
first 3
correct.
laps.
So it looks like the field's starting to split into 2. We're kind of 3. We got the battle between the leaders, and then a small train behind them. Then little bit of sparsity, and then it's a packed train again, and that's the front of which we're looking at, and it's getting really feisty.
Oh, and a grave digger got
Spin each other
turned.
around. Oh, and he's facing
Looks
the
to be-
total wrong way. Oh, he's going to be a while till he gets back on
Oh,
track.
that's gonna be a minute before he can spin around
Goodbye.
safely. That's a terrible blow.
Sand still in the thick of it, right in the middle of his pack.
Yeah, he made a beauty of a move there on the outside into turn 1 that I saw right before the incident with Travis happened.
Pretty spooky view.
We are 5 minutes down and 2 laps, and
Only 5
Sand is
minutes?
actually 3 spots.
Well, I'm going to break away from this 1-2 race here, but this is Matt Lehman is starting to break away just a hair here. These two drivers just keeping it single file. Matt
I mean,
Lehman
they
is
are-
driving for his life right now because this Yee guy really giving him the what for.
Yeah, the old 1-2, like, just has not been able to shake him whatsoever, which,
And-
you know, has to be building against the nerves at some point in time, over time, as you're constantly being applied to that pressure.
I'm actually going to stay here as Yee tries to get alongside. Can't make it happen through these first couple of turns here, but still has got a nice close run with him. So we're going to see if he can make something happen here and get a change for the lead.
We get a Ferrari diving up the inside. Looks like everybody dives away just in time to avoid him. But Vicini does get up the inside of Duran. It's just nose
Yeah, it looks
to
like our
tail.
lead. It looks like our leaders here might be almost working together a little bit, trying to get out from the pack. The
That's what I'd
P3
do.
is now 3.5 seconds. Yeah, why battle
Risk
now?
anything.
Oh, we
Yep.
got a car off the McLaren of Joao Semedo.
Oh no.
Hey,
What's happening
he's
there,
cutting the
Colin?
course. He skipped a corner. Hacks.
Look.
Cheater.
It's all right.
Leader.
Change the camera. Change the camera. Change the camera.
Look, here at Champion Motorsports, we don't have to follow the rules, okay?
Ooh.
We're champions. More champions than the dad knows.
Steffi, you're
trademark.
making me nervous. Oh, he's getting racy. And he did it. He's up the inside of Lamlin.
That was a solid looking move
Lamlin's right there, though. He's thinking about it.
Oh, this is gonna be a hard one to do double.
Nowhere to go.
Lamlin
Nothing
right
doing.
on the back bumper.
Oh, and that McLaren nearly gets another, or that AMG nearly gets another McLaren up his rear end. Jeez. Ooh, getting squirrely, too.
A battle forming over on first and second. Yee actually coming around the
Oh, no,
outside.
what's
keeping
this?
it
I'm
toe to
sorry.
toe.
Doug Mitchell's off track. We've got to catch this. Sorry. What happened here?
Oh,
Signature
this
Doug
P1,
Cannon.
A lot of
P2
curb.
battle is
Off the
crazy.
curb.
It is. They're trading it. They're trading spaces.
Oh, poor Doug.
Oh, Doug again with the biff. The tires are squirrely.
Yeah,
And
the
another
tires
set of
must be
cars
hot.
with 3
They're
wide
butter.
into turn 1. Looks like Lehman kept his position there from the attack of Yee, and Nordstrom is back to 3.3 seconds away from him.
If you're Yee right now, how much of an impact is aerodynamics making? Is dirty air making? Is staying on the rubber blind? Is there a certain rule of thumb combination that one should follow? Should you be trying to draft them the entire time? Is there any
I
general
mean,
advice for the
if-
D6 driver such as myself?
If you're just trying to pace out with someone, he's a little on the close side. You want to be close enough that you catch the draft on the straight to keep up with him, but you want to be far enough away that you still have sight line to the braking markers and to stay on the the rubbered line. Keep your tires nice and cool, because if you get too squirrely looking inside, looking outside, getting off the line, you'll start to make mistakes, as Lehman has just done there, catching a little bit of grass out of the chicane. Yee going up the
Wow.
inside here, and now they're in a drag race down the straight.
They're gonna go side by side here into turn 1.
This is
He
going to be
has the
interesting.
inside line here.
Matt Lehman, there's not really much he can do here. He's going to have to try to outbrake him, but nope. The brakes on that Honda are
Beautiful move.
fantastic, and the brakes on the McLaren
Unreal.
not so much.
Beautiful.
Unreal. That was how many laps in the making was that overtake?
4 or 5.
Yeah, just an absolute patiently operated move. That was unbelievable restraint from Yi.
Yeah, I thought Yi was gonna pace out with Lehman there for a little bit, but Yi said no. I want to lead. I want to be P1 now.
Yeah, I saw Yi getting a little bit squirrely, looking inside, looking outside, trying to make something happen, but still just kind of filing in every time, playing it safe, but found the opportunity. He made a mistake, and he got around. Lehman was having to drive for his life, so he knew it was going to happen sometime. Smart play by Yi.
Ron Mercer in that chaos in turn 1 and that braking zone. Cars everywhere. Well done. Chris Stefiak yellow flagged and off track mowing the lawn. Why are you doing that? That was done this weekend. Okay, good. He's back in the race.
Lawn
Whoa,
is
with the yellow
henceforth
flag.
cut.
Looks like he lost about 6 spots for that. Ouch.
Does he race with his hazards on?
It's a feature, not a bug. Looks like it, yeah. He's got his hazards on. And oh no, Tyler James going backwards. Off track.
That looked like hard impact right there.
That or he just missed it. I can't see. His nose looks fine.
Okay, maybe I
He's
did
gonna
not
rejoin
see
behind
what I
the
thought I
pack
saw.
after losing 15 or so spots down to P40. Ouch. At least the pack in front of the train in front of you, there's not too many big gaps. So get right into the thick of
Yeah.
it, Tyler.
There's that there, right? Exactly. There's opportunities to be found. You could perhaps leapfrog your way up a bit.
A bit, yeah. But yeah, it's certainly not going to be left alone in no man's land the rest of the race.
That's right.
And for our silver class here, Koadroma and Fazli Majid look to be right next to each other. Maybe there was just a position swap that I might have missed.
Well, Koadroma actually threw a yellow flag, dropped a couple positions from 4th, I believe, down to 6th. I think we missed that one on stream, but now that put him right into the pressure of Fazli and the silver podium here, or the silver lead.
Yeah, and Fazli Majid is a very quick driver here. I'd be sweating bullets being Koadroma here.
Fazli
certainly
Majid,
is.
Last week he had the pace, didn't have the luck. He got back in the 37th position and was pacing with the leaders just a lap down. So I think he's eager to make a good impression this week.
Brandon Chan just got around OMG's pad, and I gotta say, I don't think I've seen your livery yet. I like
I was
it.
gonna
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna mention the same thing. I was like, that looks new.
It's tasteful.
And one of the only 2 Lambos on the grid.
Automatically gets props in that regard.
Yeah.
There's a cult out there of Lambo enthusiasts. We had one of them on here for the D1 stream, Aiden Grover, shouting the praises of the Lamborghini from the rooftops.
From a real life perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yarrington
tip
also
your
getting
cap.
around
That's all you can
OMG's
do.
pad.
Yeah, tip your cap.
Lehman now slowly falling back off of Yi. Still making great time here, but not able to keep up with him on the same pace as why Yi wanted to get by so bad. Lehman probably needs to become more concerned about tire strategy here, saving the tires for the end of the race and make a late push. Yi may have the pace on him, but may not have the tires. So
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. I mean, at this point, he's waiting for his comeuppance as well. You know, he's already been shown that Yi was patient and opportunistic in his move, and it paid off. He did. He waited, 5 or 6 laps before he made his strike, and the first time he did it, he was successful. So now the roles are reversed, so it becomes a different strategy, almost just like you were saying, tires. Can we make these tires outlast perhaps somebody who is a little bit more aggressive than I was? But at the end of the day, we can at least say that they've both been extremely consistent, and that makes for some exciting racing.
I think the strategy here for these two top drivers is probably to stay out to the very end of the pit window like we've seen before, but try to pace them maybe 7/10 behind a nice safe distance, and either wait for a mistake or make a push just before the end of the pit window to see if you can catch them in the pit lane.
But Zeman's still within a second of Yi here. Their last lap, Ryan Yi posted a 54.4.
Ooh, and I just caught it. Ivan. Oh, no.
Straight into the wall. That is horrible.
Oh,
Right into the pits.
Yep, that hood is all
See that one
damaged.
more time.
That is
toast.
Looks like we have Rust and Dromo swapping
Bonk.
places here in the picture-in-picture too.
that would have hurt in real
Oh,
life.
yes.
That would have hurt.
Probably
Yeah.
crack a few ribs. That kind of stopping force all at once.
Forehead off the steering wheel. Rough.
Was that Majid?
No, that was Macrote? Yeah, that was
I
Ivan Macrote
did
trying to
not
go up
catch
the
the
inside of
name.
somebody.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, I would still imagine there's a lot of psychological damage that occurred right there as well.
Emotional damage.
Failure.
Mindhunter in chat mentions that happened to him in the practice race, and I will say I did see that, and I chuckled at it. And when it happened in the race, it gave me a big old smile to know I did not think I was going to see it twice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the old misery loves company.
On board here with Chris Stefik and the Honda coming in here into the horseshoe.
He's just been in the thick of this fight for laps, and he cannot break out of this train.
Tell you what though, every time the camera pans over to it, I'm seeing clips of like commercial worthy. You throw a little background music on it, like something to pump you up, like something, Money for Nothing by Dire Straits, like that intro. And I'm telling you, you can make a badass SRA video just out of the angles and the battles that we've seen here tonight.
Same goes for Stallworth and Sanchez. They just swapped places, going side by side for a bit at the end of it. Don't mess
It's
with
just
our Socket
nonstop.
Corporation.
I'm looking at a
Michael
really
Griffith
tight.
off track and stopped in perpendicular.
Oh, that's never a good place to be.
Back to the pits too.
Uh-oh.
Oh, little unsettled. Oh,
Uh-oh.
yeah, that's racing right there.
Sorry for the folks who are rooting for him in the chat. But I'm looking at a really tight three-way here with Grant Cleansing, Matt Lehman's teammate, Vicini, and Duran. So these guys are less than 3/10 away from each other, and they've been duking it out for a couple laps here, battling for the 14th position.
Tell you what, sometimes the middle of the pack battles are just as exciting as the front of the pack.
Oh, yes.
I
We're
completely
going
agree.
double here.
What's better than front row seats? Rear spoiler seats. Look at this. Schwartz and Hall going at it. Hall a bit damaged. I see his hood flopping around.
Yeah, typically at all costs you want to avoid anything flopping around on your vehicle.
Lamlin catching a bit of
Only rigid stuff.
Sorry,
here.
That's right.
Grant Cleansing catching a little bit of grass and falling back, losing position to Vicini.
Fenris Casas getting very intimate with the Arrington. 1/10 off him for a moment there, nearly touching through that hairpin. Well, not a hairpin, but a corner. He's
But
one of
it
our
just really
faster
depends on how you
people,
ask.
so I'm sure he's eager, and so is the Arrington, of course. He's rather fast to get a little further up.
Yeah, you know he's got to be pining for those gains in positions.
Oh, and here's one almost into the back of that Porsche. Who's that? Is that Anderson?
Yes, I
Yes, it
believe
is.
so. A. Anderson in the Porsche.
Hey, you couldn't sleep on Anderson last race either. He just found his way. He made stuff happen.
Anderson trying to look up the inside here as Sand tries to go out the outside.
Defending that apex is fruitless. The next one's on the left.
Yup. Sand was on the right side of the track there and got the position done.
We have Victor Diaz going side by side momentarily with Blaine Hall. Victor Diaz is one of the veterans of the league here, and Blaine Hall's a newcomer. Blaine has some damage on the front of his AMG Mercedes, Puma sponsored, and this Gravedigger's hawking him down.
Yeah, he's just coming up on him real fast, like he's on a mission. And again, the question of strategy between tire comes into play.
Ooh. I think Hall is just defending for his life right now, trying not to lose the car, that front end damage. Clearly not playing well with that Mercedes. Not exactly having the best line through there. So see Victor Diaz has a good little run on him.
Yeah, as he takes the inside there. And he knows this is not the corner that he's going to want to make a move on, but it's coming.
Uh-oh, Nate Lamlin off track and going the wrong way. How'd that happen? Oh,
Stayed off the wall, which is good.
could have been way worse.
Yeah.
I'm sure you wish
Victor
you got up back
Diaz.
on track quicker, though.
Victor
So we had a
Diaz is
shout out
having
for
some-
Nate Speck that I forgot to mention earlier, and I was looking at it, and he is up 10 spots
Very nice.
currently in P17, so he is having
Speaking
a
of-
great race.
I forgot. We usually do that before the first, before everybody starts doing the pit stop. Who are the big winners and losers right now?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, Nate Speck up 10 spots. We have Sam up also 10 spots in P14. In P19, Schwartz in a Honda, 12 spots. Victor Diaz in an Aston Martin, up 7
Oh,
spots.
and they touch. They
Yeah.
touch.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Okay, 54 and 314.
Brandon Chan and C. Yarrington.
Yeah.
It was going so beautifully up until then. Could have been worse.
And I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce it right, but in chat, Rimsick says, "Let's go, Vic."
Let's go who? Sorry?
Vic?
Victor
I think he's
Diaz.
mentioning Victor Diaz.
Victor Diaz. With some fans in the stands tonight.
Yeah, I'm on Victor
There you
Diaz
go,
here in the
Victor.
picture-in-picture as he's chasing down B. Hall. He's got Stallworth not too far behind him, so if he makes a mistake trying to make his move, then he's going to have someone right there ready to pounce.
And Anderson
Smash
slowing down the
questions.
order. He's now to Fimbres Casas and Yarrington. Yarrington nearly into the back of Diego.
Yeah, he was real close there, but
Once again,
Diego's
wow,
going
very late up, and
composure.
Anderson goes into him.
when they collide.
Oh, and he's perpendicular
At the
with the
worst
track.
spot.
There's a great wall on the whole field's trying to filter
Oh.
through. That was brutal. Oh, and he can't even pit for it. He's got a minute to go anyway. Andrew, I'm so
Yep.
sorry. That was terrible.
You know,
Yeah, that's
Andrew-
a tough.
Andrew had actually come in here to wish us good luck for our stream, but we were talking so much he just left. Now I feel bad. I should have wished him luck. Okay, we jibber jabbering so much before the stream, didn't get a chance to say it.
Yeah,
That's
you
right. It
should've
was
just-
probably the lack of luck
Sorry,
that
man.
caused
Yeah,
it.
well, you know what?
That's our
on
fault,
me.
dude.
I will be better in
Yep.
the future.
That's
We'll
right.
try, man.
We'll do our best.
Matt Lehman falling off the back of Yee, now 1.7, 1.5, going up and down through there. Difference in time between them. Now the gap is closing really fast. I wonder what happened, actually. I should have clicked on them when I started talking about them. But Yee just lost over a second of time there. Back on track. Everything seems to be okay.
That's the 35-minute mark, so pit window is open for 10 minutes now. 10 minutes.
This pack we're looking at right now is probably the biggest one who's holding each other up the most. I imagine about half of these people are going to duck into the pits like a zipper.
I agree. There might even be like a drive-through line just kind of going into it. At least that's how it is in D6. Maybe not D1.
Pav, the leader of this train. I wonder if his call is going to be what cascades down the rest. Oh, yeah, so 2. Oh, a whole bunch. A whole lot. Wow, and they're having trouble finding their lines into the pits. You see this? They were like too wide at points there, taking different curves into there. That was chaotic.
Oh, this is going to be... Who's going to have the faster pit stop? Who has the faster pit team?
We will see. We will see.
So the to-go strategy is a splash and dash here. Should be 3 seconds or less. We'll be able to see who gets out of here first.
And so correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just pure timing between stopping, shutting off the engine, shutting on the engine,
Yes.
and going.
And look at them all coming back out, bumper to bumper.
Looks like Stalwarts, Diego, Hall. Yeah, they took a while. Everybody else 5 and 6 seconds on the dot. So that was kind of pointless
There you
for them
go.
if they wanted to dodge each other. I was thinking more it would unfold, like one would leave, one would go, one would pit, one would go, one would pit. But no, most of them just pit immediately, so they're right back into the fray.
Quig getting passed by Dromo, ducking into the pits right now. That's a first for one of the faster boys, P6.
That pit lane does come up on you quick there out of a very fast chicane.
It does.
So I wonder
It really
if
does.
You have to be mentally
hard.
prepared to do it before you go up the chicane.
That's right. Yeah,
Yep.
it's very deceiving.
Verified, your boy Nick San has already pit, and Nick San, he also wants to make sure you know that he is your #1 fan.
Hey man, we got a #1 fan in the chat. Nick, you may want to have to start selling T-shirts, okay?
Yep, that or feetfinder.com. Just start posting pics.
Feet pics, signed feet pics.
There it is.
Stepped on.
Get a
feet
Sharpie.
pics.
Yep, just jot your initials down over your heel. Sell it for $79.99 a pop.
Yeah, write the signature with your foot.
Even
Everything
better.
with the
Even
foot.
better. Everything with the foot. Yep.
This community is sick. It's cursed.
Bunch of
Had
It's also
it. I've had
opportunistic.
it.
Chris Stefiak, Victor Diaz, and Matt Schwartz all in a decently little tight battle here for 15th position. A jolly bunch of drivers here. Oh no, that's who's in front there? 16, Brooker Quig.
Yeah.
He came out of the
Nearly
pits.
You know what?
back of the
I have to
chimney.
tell you, that's who my money's on. We had spoken earlier about our wagers for tonight's finalists, and I honestly think I gotta go with my man Brooker Quig. I put my money on him last time, and he didn't disappoint. I'm gonna do the same thing tonight, I think.
Brooker Quig is going to have one hell of a race in front of him to try to get to that position. Wasn't P6 before the pits, but we've seen some crazy things happen. I can harken back to what was it, Doug Gate, when he paid someone allegedly, maybe not allegedly, to crash someone to win the championship. That was Evan Kim that got
I
crashed?
remember that.
Remember that one?
You're
Yep,
jogging a
I
memory
remember
right
that.
now.
SRA is no
No angels.
no angels
Yeah.
and not new to controversy.
Victor Diaz
Perfect.
goes into pits here.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, my money's on Patrick Rust. You know, the guy in first place.
I like your strategy there. I'll let you know in 29 minutes who I
That's
think's
right.
gonna win this race.
Travis Robinson and OMG it's Pav ducking into the pits. Victor Diaz in the pits right now. Well, it looks like we have a good, scrappy little battle in the back here. I'm looking at Jay Sparks and Evan Kim, half a second off from each other, but then Evan Kim, Joao Samido, and Stallworth and Yarrington all in a little train here.
Just absolutely going neck and neck.
Get that wing cam going.
Yeah, as you can see right there, just
Yeah.
clearly no room for a mistake whatsoever.
Oh, yeah. All these drivers are praying that the one in front makes a mistake and they can snap up one of those positions. And not to mention, Yarrington is also quickly coming up on Mercer, sitting in 30th, or rather, where's 31st?
I think Mercer just got
31st,
around
is
that
in
order.
Robinson, yes. Okay. Robinson from the pits. On the back wing of Robinson here.
Yeah, it seems to be building a little bit, a slight gap between him and the cars behind, which, you know, ebbs and flows as the course winds on.
Switch back to Yarrington here, who really has a battle coming together. Stallworth really starting to put the pressure on. 0.1 seconds away.
And you can kind of see the difference in their choice of setup in respect to aerodynamics as you get longer straightaways and he starts creating a little bit more distance, and then whenever you start getting down to the turns, and then all of a sudden the NSX is right on his tail once more.
Azimajit
also,
diving right up the inside of Derek Stack, I think.
Yeah, did turn
Keeping it
one
on
there.
track. Derek Stack keeping it out of his
Ooh.
bumper. And Majid
We
takes
have-
the left-hander and he's ahead.
Joao Samido going off track there, bringing it back together somehow. Staying within striking distance of Stallworth still, or rather Sparks losing a couple of positions to his off there.
He comes
Right.
into the pits.
Yeah, race leader. He was 2 seconds up on Lehman. We'll see if Lehman tries to get a flying lap here. If we'll play it safe. And
No,
get into
Lehman
pits.
goes in the
He
pits
go
too.
into pit. That
Wow.
looked like a lot
Follows
of time
right
gained
behind
there
him.
in the braking zone in the pits.
They did. Let's see where they come out in relation to Koa.
This train just got a whole lot more interesting. OMG, it's Pav and Mercer. Join into the fun.
Yep, there's a lot more at stake now.
It looks like Nordstrom in the Porsche has taken the risk and is going to go another lap around. And he should be able to get into the pits with about 10 seconds to spare.
Okay, excuse me. He is leaving the pits. Romo's coming through sector 3, last corner, and he's going to keep P1.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
Lehman
that's
as
that's a good.
well ahead.
Yeah, Matt Lehman cut a second down there in the pit stops. So he had a 2-second gap going in and is now about one point flat.
Other development in this train, I'm watching the picture-in-picture. Santana now joins the fun. That's a new driver to SRA.
It's my teammate.
It's your teammate,
I was
A.
trying to help him
Santana.
get his livery sorted out before the race, but we're having issues with the sponsors, clearly. It's missing some items right there.
Get it together,
I'm
Jess.
sorry.
Come on.
Can't do everything. I can, I just won't.
Work.
We have
Wow,
AJ
this-
in chat, who is a first-time SRA viewer.
Hey,
Welcome,
welcome.
AJ. But you're getting quite a show here because this is one of the longer trains I've seen late into the race. We have Omjid's Pav, Mercer, Robinson, Santana, Yarrington, Stallworth, Evan Kim, Jay Sparks, Joao Semedo, Fimbres Casas, all in a train here,
Yeah.
battling for 23rd position. So that's from 23rd all the way down to 33rd. That's 10-car train. 25 minutes left of the race.
Yeah, and
Pit
think
window is
about
now
it.
closed.
All it takes is one little mess up at the very front of the train, and next thing you know, you're going going
Dominoes.
places up. That's right.
Oh, King, you're so close to looking really, really cool. Nordstrom in the
Nordstrom.
pits.
Coming out of the pits now.
Excuse me.
Tyler James joining in on the fun. Goodness, 11 cars. Douglas Mitchell joining in on the fun. Wow, this whole pack is just tightened up like crazy over here.
Right around the same area. We got guys going through wide around corners. I mean, this is where the action is currently
They're going
right now.
double here.
So imagine you're at the very front and you're setting the pace.
Brandon
Just
gets
that
more
added
exit.
pressure.
More exit speed, tucks ahead, gets the final corner. That's what he wanted. That's what we're here for, baby!
Yeah, Brandon got the move down on Chris Steffiak. Chris Steffiak went off track there for a little bit.
Now he's got Diaz to worry about.
Coming
Diaz
in
got
turn one, and
inside's open.
he's looking for it. There's overlap. Schwartz is sticking his nose in as well. Diaz, unfortunately, on the outside line here, is now going to lose his position to Schwartz as they come into another left-hander and another dive here by Lamlin.
But he finally waits his turn. He gets the apex. Oh, but it's not enough. He didn't kill the overlap. Oh, he's definitely getting a
let's see if
Mercedes up
Lamlin
his
squeezed
inside.
it here.
Oh, he's still
Keeping
fighting.
on the
They're still
outside,
fighting.
yup. Now he has the inside.
Yeah.
This is what he was looking for.
He was
Great
waiting
racing,
for this
keep it clean.
all along.
It suffered the two left-handers to benefit
Yeah,
the two
He
right-handers.
did. He did.
Very
It was
nice,
the long
Victor.
con,
Big
but
scrap.
it played off. It
Unfortunately,
definitely
though,
paid
you
off.
lost about 2.5 seconds to Steffiak, who you were fighting.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what sucks about racing. He was looking on the inside of Chris Steffiak there, and next thing you know, everybody wanted to go through.
Yeah. Well, that's the sacrifices that must be made within a split second on the track. You know, do I pursue this angle right here, or do I preserve my angle over there?
You know, once you enter too wide, it's really like ideally you would enter right in front of him, but that's easier said than done. And if there's two cars
right.
behind you, you can't just tuck in behind because there's another car who's saying thank you very much. So you
Yeah,
gotta
if you're in
wait
the
it
thick
out.
of it, that's exactly it.
Front four cars of this pack here in the picture-in-picture have kind of broken away from the rest of it. And Douglas Mitchell seems to be the fastest of the bunch here, just slowly putting on a little bit of a gap, one corner at a time. So Douglas Mitchell's looking pretty good here. There's a lot of fast drivers behind him. That always feels good.
So
Yeah,
big
when you can
thing-
keep them at bay, and you see them constantly, you know,
Mercer
6
forces
lights
an
wide
issue
in
from
your rear
Pav.
view.
Oh, it's getting racy. Oh, and he gets a brilliant run around his outside, but that's not where he wants to be. Oh,
He's gonna
he's
stick
gonna
it with
lose
Travis
the spot for
Robinson
it, I
here
bet.
now.
He's still on the outside. Might have to succeed 2 positions just to maintain. No, he does maintain the 1.
Stems the bleeding.
Yep.
For now, Gravedigger's
Yep.
only a 10th away.
We got 21 minutes left in this race here. So lots of racing left to go. So we do have a question in chat for commentators specifically. We've seen Nick Sand a decent bit. He's in P14 right now. They're asking what are the odds that he can get himself up into the top 10.
Nick
Not
Sand, where's he
terrible.
at?
He's only 5 seconds away from the top 10, isn't he?
Yeah, you know he's
Yeah.
not, and he's up 10 spots. So I mean he's on a charge here.
In my mind, that's very well within the realm
He's
of
got Porsche
possibility.
up his inside in the last corner.
All it takes is a couple mistakes and
going
it can
deep.
change your race.
That's exactly right. As someone who's been on both ends of the mistake spectrum, I can absolutely vouch for that. But I suppose most of us here could.
Durant takes a defensive line here, knowing Sam's going to want that position back. Sam goes to his signature on the outside lane here.
Job
Tuck right
done.
back behind.
Easily covered.
Yep.
Now we got another
Now we're
pack
back.
coming up on the first corner. I'm expecting somebody to send it. Nope. Just really good braking by that Mercedes.
Lost energy. Rather amused with the elf livery that seems to be.
Mercer here now putting his nose up the inside.
That's
Thinking
where he
that's
wants
better
to be.
than. Yep, better than the outside he was last time. Looks like he's gonna get the move done here if he makes it stick.
Oh, and he gets a second to third touch from the Aston
A
Martin.
little tap.
No
Yep.
Robin
kidding.
Yarrington
Trav.
gets past Trav.
Not Trav, excuse me. Who was that? Pav. Naughty
Well,
boy.
Yeah, Travis Robinson making real good out of that situation like a shark, waiting for these two to make a mistake.
That's right.
Takes both of these positions. Now, teammates Pav and Yarrington driving together.
Yeah, they. I don't know if they've been seeing each other this whole race, but I know they started next to each other, seeing right next to each other on track for quite a bit.
They might find it odd to still be next to each other, but as Travis was just waiting for his move there, his perfect opportunity, he found it and he took it, and that's kind of a lot. That's pretty resembling of what we've seen tonight, is just people being opportunistic with their gains, and that's kind of, I don't know, in my opinion, indicative of a high level of race when you have a lot of consistency and very, very strategic or, otherwise.
Oh
Very
wow, Durant
surgical
swinging it
maneuver.
around the outside of the spec to parked it right on the apex and lost a whole lot of speed, and Durant's really confidently swung out wide and took the modified regular racing line. Job done, very nice. Good move.
Yeah, he carried a lot of speed there through the outside. But yeah, I would agree with you, Nate. There's been a lot of smart driving here being on display. These drivers are more than just fast. They're very knowledgeable and smart racers here.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
all the
Very
little-
calculated.
All the little incidents we've seen have just been, very minor mistakes or little friendly bumps. So it's
Like
been
Sparks just
great
gave
racing.
Diego a little, maybe more than a friendly bump there.
Uh-oh. I might have cursed it into existence. My bad.
Yarrington getting around Pav. Team orders or team fighting?
Yarrington is putting down the faster laps.
Yes, he
So-
is, by just a bit. And a
By
way
quite a
faster
bit.
lap than last lap.
Yep. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, when you get the opportunity to start setting the pace, it really kind of opens up that open air, that freedom. But there's always going to be that guy. Yeah, there's always going to be that guy right behind you waiting for you to make the simplest of mistakes, smallest of mistakes.
Now in the picture-in-picture, I'm looking at Stack, Fimbers Casa, Sparks, and Cimetto. Cimetto leading the pack here in the McLaren. Teammates Spark and Stack with an eye shot of each other.
The week is all over this Honda. Marlowe here, well, they're both Hondas, but they look like one. They're so close together now. Troop Bailey is subscribed with Prime for 3 months.
Thank you.
So,
Bailey
yeah,
Kish,
appreciate it.
another one of our broadcaster boys. Thanks much, and tune in everybody next tomorrow to watch him in the booth.
Yeah,
If I'm
absolutely.
not
Be sure to
mistaken.
tune in.
Same Bailey.
Here, Loic looks up the inside, but it's a dummy move. Marlo goes a little deep, but keeps it all on track here, coming into a right-hander.
Oh, and he
Little
gets squirrely while
squirrely.
Loic takes the apex. It's a way better run. But is it only good enough for side by
He
side?
still has to go around the outside.
He gets
around.
it.
He
And he's
does.
flashing those happy lights. Hell yeah, Loic.
Dak is
move,
looking
man.
to get by the legend Fimers Casas, wearing that number 1 number reserved for champions. So I think Fimers Casas definitely does not want this Honda to get by him. Stack is wanting to get with his teammate though.
Oh, and the McLaren
Durant.
bounces himself right off track. It's Grant cleansing. And
Toady
ooh,
Roby.
nearly drives himself into the barrier. You see that?
Yeah, but Toady Roby spoke that into existence there. He called it out in chat. Durant is making moves, and Nate Speck's going to look up the outside here, but another McLaren and cleansing. Cleansing dives for the apex here. See what Nate can make of it. Sticks on the outside.
Well, we've seen this before.
Yeah, Durant's did this to him, and now he's going to do it to cleansing. With sand in that purple Audi, a chat favorite, excuse me, right behind cleansing. It's a great move there by Nate.
Sand not getting the best exit out of there. Oh, Robinson and Doug Mitchell side by side for a moment. Doug Mitchell getting the best of it. Dougie boy.
We are
As day turns into night, it's getting a little dark outside. All the drivers have their lights on. 13 minutes left to go in this race.
Yeah, still plenty of time for mistakes to happen and capitalization to occur.
Yeah, especially because now as we approach with 13 minutes left, how you manage those tires is going to start coming into play here. How fast you can push.
That's right. You know, once that sun starts setting and it starts getting a little bit colder, tire management is really going to be a factor.
And it's a pretty sunset. You never know. You might be getting tired and just forget to meet the apex.
Yeah, you know,
I know you're in sand.
That's right. The poor guys in VR who are just falling asleep, being lulled to sleep because of the immersion factor. No, I feel for them, you know?
Chris Steffiak fighting for his life to keep off Matt Schwartz. I think he just lost spots to Schwartz and Diaz. Wait.
Is that
No,
Lamley?
he's holding off Lamlin.
Yeah,
And
because that's
the
Mercedes.
jig is nearly up. I'm getting the impression that Chris might have some damage with how quick he's falling down this order. This little pack, at least. He's just lost a whole second now to Diaz.
Yee, in first place, has built himself a 3-second gap over Matt Lehman. 12 minutes left of this race. If Matt Lehman can put on the afterburners, he might be able to make something happen still, but he's got to do it quick.
Lamlin up the inside here.
Steffiak confident going around the outside.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a move at this point that you have to make if you have any confidence in your tires whatsoever.
Sparks and Semedo went side by side through T1.
Oh, and Norman goes off.
Semedo came out.
Well, I think
came
we
out
can
the
figure
better
out
of
what
it.
happened just based off that. His re-entry over-rotated into the barrier in the grass and right back on.
I'm sure he was just saying hi to some fans in the stands there and got a little too close.
Just a little. Oh, we got. Oh no, Doug. What happened to Doug?
Was that
How'd
it?
you get there? Oh, no, okay. Sorry. Now I
Oh,
see.
he gets
That's
a
how.
grave digger digging his grave. That's what. Leave
Was
the
that
scene of
was
the
that the
crime.
Doug finale right there?
It might be. It looks like it.
Ah, that's a damn shame.
Sorry, Doug.
These drivers looking for 26th position are still duking it out hard over here. Robinson now falling back in the 27th, ducking into the pits here as Joao Semedo, Jay Sparks, Femish Casas, and D-Stack are still duking it out all these laps later, trying to make something work here, get past Joao.
Oh,
All
and
these
look
splits are so close. The battles all the way up and down the field are still so tight.
They go very deep into turn one.
Less than
Yeah.
10 minutes left of the race.
It's Chelsea is saying Nordstrom with another solid result. I agree, but there's 9 minutes left. Anything can happen.
True.
Nordstrom's definitely going to
Yeah,
be happy
9
with
minutes.
P3, but he'd be happier with P2. Something still can happen to one of these front runners here. Their tires must be getting tired. They've been racing hard all race.
Yeah, and that's just it. I mean, being tired all race, and just the focus aspect, the concentration aspect. A lot of people don't, or perhaps don't, understand like how mentally draining it could be to be 100% focused for just an hour, and
Yep.
and
It's tiring.
Yeah,
You'll
Durant
be
gonna
wiped.
make a move here on this Porsche coming in the inside. Take a look at that Coca-Cola livery. Kinger
Oh, he
confident on the
misses the
outside.
apex.
Oh, and Durant
Into
runs a
Kinger.
little deep there.
Kinger's probably not too mad about that. He's still got the apex.
Yep, still has position here.
And Jude's Pav still chilling behind his teammate Yarrington. It looks like we have a Honda of T. James just completely cutting the chicane there. Probably got a track warning for that
Tyler.
one.
Hey, you got 3 of them.
Yeah, you do got to use them wisely. That has allowed Joao to catch up here in the McLaren. Only 1 second away. Can make something happen, especially if Tyler makes another mistake like that. And then he'd be under a lot of pressure from the cars behind.
Yeah, Durant's is flying this race. There's a few notable drivers here having some good races. Durant's, I've seen some good moves from Nick Sand. Dominic Durant, I think, has also had a good race here to be up in P11.
Yeah, he didn't have the best qualifying run. I believe he qualified 17th. So he's made some decent strides to get up to where he is.
Yeah, that's 9 spots up.
You guys covering that on the main cam right now? The Durant's Duran.
P2's right up ahead.
There you go.
Wow, and I can't believe I missed it before, but Brandon Chan in the Lamborghini is up 23 spots.
20. Wow.
That's got to
From
be a
where-
record or something.
from where you started.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
he started in 40th and is now 17th.
Yeah, in the MLB they have something called Rookie of the Year, which this may not be his rookie season, but you know it's just about being the most improved, most valuable as a young guy. And I would say for that team, hell yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I
his
also just have
underdog
to
fight
mention-
right there.
yeah, good
wanna
for
make-
him.
I want to make sure I mention Mercer in the Ferrari, who's also up 20 spots. Oh, and who's that up the inside there of that?
Honda on the McLaren.
Oh,
That was Sparks on the inside
Sorry.
of Semedo there, going into turn 1. Fims Casas in the middle of it all. Looking up the inside here of Zhao.
Oh, and he pits himself on Diego.
oh no, I missed it. Damn it.
Oh, and he goes
Oh,
on the
and
exit
he cuts
side.
across
the
the
track, hitting that Honda.
No.
Oh
That
no.
might be race ruining for Mr.
Yeah.
Santana. That kind of damage. Maybe he's okay.
Just-
Let's inspect
Looks
it.
like
Looks like a lot of rear
he just
damage and
got
side
off.
damage.
Those were
Front
some
seems
hits.
okay. But that rear damage is going to be detrimental for this McLaren, falling back into 34th position.
Oh, and
Pretty
Diego
much
looks
cost
like
us
he's
into
giving up.
33rd.
Battery's
Yeah.
waiting. Maybe he's waiting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal strike there. I flipped away at the perfectly wrong moment.
Well, yeah, there was no way of
Sparks and
knowing it was
Stack
coming.
was mistaken before. These are not teammates, but now they're the only two left of this train here, still battling for 26th position. Stack still has a chance, only 0.6 seconds back. 5 minutes left of this race. Like we said, anything can happen. These drivers were chilling up in their spot for a good 20 minutes, and boom, right in this last 5 minutes, something did happen.
And our leaders here, we got Ryan Yee still out leading the field by just over 4 seconds, or yeah, just around the 4-second mark. And Nordstrom in P3, 11 seconds behind. But Nordstrom has actually had Coadromo in P4 trying to follow him, trying to take that P3 spot from him. And Dromo is within 2 seconds here and has been for a few laps. So we'll see if he can make a charge here these last couple. And I see a car coming up the inside. That's Stefjek on the inside of Schwartz. Awfully close there through turn 1. And we've seen it time and time again. This inside line that Schwartz has is going to be the optimum line. And he holds on to his position there.
And Dromo is the silver leader as of right now. 3 minutes left of the race. Coming down to the wire real quick here. Marlowe in P2 for the silver division. Majid in P3 for the silver division. I'm sure he'll be happy with that result after last week. Yee and Lehman still holding down 1-2, and Nordstrom for P3. Nordstrom, past two races, has had very solid runs here. He may be looking at first place for the championship after this race. I haven't done the math here, but he may be.
Hold on, Paulie, we got a
one.
crazy battle here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think it just ended.
Cleansing finally
Okay.
getting the
My
better of
bad.
sand.
Yep, all good. They're going double for a couple corners there. I thought it was over.
We got
when they were
that
going
sick
again,
TV cam there too. Both them
Yep.
side by side.
Stands back on the bumper of Cleansing. Gets a little loose there, but gets it back together.
Defiak looking at Schwartz. Looks hungry for that position. Down the wire. Everyone's looking to get those last passes in, pushing as hard as they possibly can on these worn out tires. The fuel's getting light and the car's starting to feel a little bit faster, a little bit more nimble right about now, if my race has any correlation to these drivers. So they're feeling a little bit squirrely trying to get that last position in.
Yeah, some guys are probably doing a better job of that than others as they realize that they either put too little or too much fuel into their tanks.
Oh, I don't want to be that guy right now looking at your fuel. I'm going to be down to the wire. Do I start fuel saving? Am I going to stop 10 meters from the line or...
Yeah, you're probably right. That's probably more specific to a D6 thing.
Well, yeah, that is one of the things that does separate these drivers. Not only does it take all the practice and skill to get these times, but you also have to put in that time off track, analyzing the data, making sure that your fuel is right, getting your setups done. So, getting to this level takes a lot of dedication. All these drivers are very dedicated to their craft, and it shows in the racing that we've seen tonight.
Yeah, there's no question about that.
We've been following Marlowe here, who's half a second off of Rust. Really trying to make a move here. Trying to get that P6 position.
"51 seconds left of the race." We just got the call from the race director saying that it was last lap just a minute ago. So looks like Yi is coming in for this last lap. I'm going to take a look at this in the picture-in-picture and watch the final drive home. Sand and Cleansing are still battling out. Stefik and Schwartz still battling out. It's Pav and Yarrington and Tyler James still duking it out. Stack and Sparks still very close together. So still a couple more positions that could change during this race, but it looks like Yi, who is our current leader, has a 3.7 second gap on Matt Lehman. Matt Lehman, there's pretty much no chance that he can make something happen here unless something crazy happens. He did just invalidate. It would be interesting to see a drive-through on the last lap here, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. I would be smashing my computer screen. Yi taking a nice and easy lap in here, going across the checkered line for first place. Congratulations. Matt Lehman not too far behind for second place. We're going to be looking at Nordstrom, who's coming around the final turn here and he's going to bring it home for a P3. Not too far behind him is Dromo, silver winner here. Quig, not too far behind. Rust is going to be bringing it home next in P6.
Did Marlowe finish the race? I saw him yellow flagged and then he just disappeared and everybody passed him. But I didn't see a checkered flag.
I don't know. That would be unfortunate. Loic Normandou coming in for P7. Majid, 8. Durant's 9. Duran, 10. Kinger coming in for 11th place. Nate Specht coming in for a 12th place. So, Colin, if you could make sure that's written down. We have people are leaving already, but Dromo.
I got it down.
You got it.
If you're on the podium, don't leave immediately. Thanks.
Yeah. If you could head on down and get into a general chat or race chat if you don't want to talk to other people, I understand. But you're going to have to talk to us. Otherwise, we're going to start talking to some of the higher-ups here. Get a band hammer going on. Lamlin, Mercer coming in 20th place. Yarrington, OMG's Pav, Tyler James, Sparks, Stack, and Stallworth coming in next. Getting in 26th position here. Anderson, 27th position. Evan Kim coming in for 28th. Anderson will be the last one to come in for a 29th. Joacimedo in 30th. Ian McCroat, 31st. And C. Brown, 32nd. Fantastic race today, folks. That was awesome. And it does not look like Marlowe has finished the race. It looks like he got bumped down to 32nd position. He must have disconnected
right at the end. He was off.
We'll count that as the race for him. So there's that. Yep, and here are the standings. Okay, so if Colin, you want to start trying to find people and pull them in here, and we'll get to the interviews
for starters. Unless we want to save them for last.
Nah,
yeah,
get him in
doesn't
here.
look like too many people are here in voice chat yet. So we might need to kill some time for a little bit. I can probably bring up Koadroma here if you want to interview our silver winner first.
Yeah, get him in here.
Awesome. Give me 1 second.
Oh, my PC is so happy to not be running ACC anymore. It was struggling this stream. This is the first time I've ever seen it break a sweat. And twice
It's always
it chugged.
brutal. Koadroma, our silver winner for tonight. He had a fantastic race out there, duking it out with some of the fast of them in that BMW M4 that you have beautifully decorated in your Hawaiian livery. How are you feeling out there?
Oh man, I'm completely stoked. Like, I didn't feel like I really even belonged that far up ahead. It just felt weird being on Lehman's bumper at the start.
Yeah, you showed significant pace out there, and we saw that time come in for the silver qualifying, and it just stay up there the whole time. So, congratulations on that. The work that you put in clearly showed. Silver winner. I guess this is your first division podium this season. So
well earned.
I think
Congrats, man.
Thanks. I think I've only had one other top 10, and then this being my only podium. So yeah, definitely almost feel like K-Mag, just stoked, man, on that qualifying.
Well, so last season you were teamed up with Matt Lehman. This season, Matt has decided to ditch the BMW and move back to the McLaren. What can you say on that?
I mean, I definitely miss the guy, but
But yeah, I mean, so do you know if Matt Lehman was struggling last season with that BMW decided to return back to the McLaren, or
yeah, from what he was telling me, basically, like every track, he could just be a couple tenths faster in the McLaren,
yeah?
and he just really wanted to have a better chance at the championship. So that was his reasoning to move back. And for me, I'm still I consider myself somewhat new still to this game, so I still wanted something that was easy to drive and not die on curbs and all that.
You're new?
Yeah, I
Oh
was
my
about to
gosh.
say that's one hell of an
Well,
impressive performance for someone that is even relatively new.
Yeah.
P4 in one of the premier leagues of North America.
You're
I mean,
pretty
that's got to
fast,
feel
man.
really
You're pretty
good.
fast.
Thanks. Well, I mean, I started it in what was it, March? So I mean, it's been a little bit now, but
A
yeah,
lot of us spend a lot more time being
yeah,
almost that fast.
yeah, and to be able to do it consistently though throughout the entire course of a race, I mean, that
Yeah,
just
for an
speaks to
hour. Yeah, it's
yeah,
different than the
exactly.
normal, 20-minute, 30-minute pub stuff. You're racing.
Right.
yeah. Well, you
Yeah,
probably saw at
it's
the
one
beginning.
thing.
I made a few mistakes early on, so that definitely cost a bit. But as time went on, I kind of got more in the groove and all that, so it was fun.
I think it actually, I mean, it definitely paid off. It was a very impressive showing.
Well, is there anyone you wanna thank for your win here tonight?
I mean, hell, Lehman, just all the help he gave me last season. McCrow, been practicing with him and just talking about setup stuff and all that, and yeah, just my family and stuff who've been watching some of the races. Shout out to them.
Thanks for
Oh,
tuning in.
nice.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Well,
you guys too.
yeah, thank you so much for joining us up here, and congratulations on the win. Don't celebrate too hard, so we can see you up here again next week.
Sounds good, guys. You have a good one.
You too.
Thanks, you
Thank
too,
you.
man. Congrats.
All right. We're gonna try to bring Ryan Yee up here, who is our gold winner. Ryan Yee, thank you
Hello.
so much for joining us here at SRA. Welcome, and welcome to a win here in
Congrats.
the top division
Yeah.
here at SRA. How's it
Thank
feel?
you. Feels great. Haven't done sprints in quite a while, so to come back and win a race is, a great feeling.
So this new driver here to SRA, if I'm not mistaken, how does it feel coming in here? All these fast drivers, this great competition here, just absolutely walking away with the field. You and Lehman had a good little scrap there at the beginning. You looked like you wanted to get by real bad, but you held it through. I mean, how's the league so far for you?
So far, it's been great. Haven't, as you probably noticed, didn't do a whole lot of racing. Just had Lehman at the beginning, but accidentally sent it on him on like lap 2. But so far, it's been really good. It's been clean from what I've been seeing, but of course, I don't see everything.
Well, at the front, you
Right.
don't see much other than just the blank road ahead of you. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
but
that's pretty well what I was thinking. You had yeah, if anything, there was 5, 6, 7 laps. I mean, you were absolutely battling, and you had to maintain your composure the entire time without a slight dip in focus. What's going through your mind? Are you in the zone? Is it tunnel vision? Is it peripheral vision? Like, how do you stay so close to the guy behind you, and then have the patience and discipline to wait for that opportune time to make the pass like you did? Like, tell us about that.
Well, I don't know. I'm very like calm when it comes to like my style. That doesn't go for just racing. That goes for like shooters and stuff too. I usually wait for the other person to make a mistake, and that just happens to work out most of the time. So like, had he not messed up the chicane, I would have gladly sat behind him for the whole race, just waiting. But eventually, maybe I'd do something stupid. But we'll never know now.
So while we were looking away, I did see your delta drop. You had a good like 1.7 second lead on Lehman, then that fell off to a like a 5/10 lead on Lehman just before the pit window. What happened there? Did you mess up the chicane as well?
Yeah, I did. I locked the rears a little bit on the entry, and then it gave me a small snap.
Yeah, but you build up enough of that gap that you're still able to maintain that position.
Yeah,
And
luckily.
and how are your tires feeling out there? I was really concerned with how hard you're racing, especially in the beginning, burning up those tires, trying to look left, look right, get some vision on the corner ahead while following pretty darn close to Lehman, while he was looking like he was driving for his life up front there. How'd the tires do late race?
So it didn't fall apart nearly as much as I was expecting, which is good for me because these are some of my first races in the Honda. So I know for next race, because I made the car a little bit understeery, a little bit more understeery than I would have liked. So I know for next time I can actually make it a little bit more aggressive. I just got to play with some of the camber on the rear to even out the wear across.
Well, a fantastic race and a fantastic performance. I think we're going to probably see you up here a couple more times this season. But is there anyone you want to thank for your first win here?
Well, my teammate Jeff Spangler isn't here. I think he's off getting married or something.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So
Nothing that matters.
yeah, who needs that when we have racing?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to give him a thanks. Too bad he can't be here, but
Maybe next
yeah.
time
Mhm.
you'll both be up here.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us up here, Ryan, and we hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Have a good night.
You too. Bringing back Matt Lehman up here.
Matt,
been-
hello.
Been
Hey,
a
guys.
little while since we've seen you up here. Very glad to see you back in the McLaren. Speaking of back, from the BMW last season, we talked to your ex teammate Koa Dromo, still rocking the BMW, who won the silver division tonight. Saying that he missed you. What was the decision for the switch back to the McLaren?
Well, first of all, I'm glad to see Koa's making the Beamer work. He put in a great lap in quali. Like he started P3, right? Because
Yeah,
he was pressuring me on lap one. So, yeah, nice to see him make that car work. But for me, like, I don't know. Last season obviously didn't work out. Like, failed to get any wins and only podium once. So, like, there's just something about the Beamer that just didn't quite mesh with me. So, gave that car a go. At least I tried. But
Yeah.
no, I'm back in the McLaren now.
Yeah, so I know that we were talking privately during the Indy race that we had previously, that the McLaren was the first car that you drove, and you've pretty much stuck to just the McLaren since you've done ACC. Did you do any more testing on other cars before you decided to make that switch back to the McLaren?
I did not.
You just
So
you just knew in your heart you wanted to be back in the McLaren?
exactly. Like I think halfway through season 4, I was like, yeah, this car is not really working out, and so like I did think briefly, maybe go Honda or something, but end of the day, I was like, I'm not trying to learn a new car. I think that would require a lot of hours of practice just to get used to the little like nuances and stuff like that. So I'm like, nope, I don't feel like doing that. Just gonna hop back in the McLaren, which like I've got setups and all for it, so just didn't want to start from scratch.
Yeah, and switching back netted you a P2 on your second race in season 5. How was that?
It was good. I mean, it's always nice to qualify P1, but race pace was definitely lacking compared to Ryan Yi. Um, he was, consistently, a couple tenths quicker than me, lap over lap, and so, I made that mistake in the chicane, which allowed him to go through. But I think even if I kept it clear, I think he would have gotten by me anyhow. Um, his race pace was really strong. So just try to keep it up. I was hoping that towards the latter half of the race, the Honda's tires would wear off, but it didn't. Not substantially anyway. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
congrats to him. I'm just glad to come on P2.
Well, yeah, we were talking with him earlier, asking about his tires. I was concerned about excessive tire wear, especially with him. He was all over your bumper in the first beginning of the race, and I know that can wear out your tires a little bit prematurely. I asked him; he said he didn't really feel the tires all that bad. So
Yeah.
looks like you got some steep competition for the season going forward. A lot of fast drivers in this league, and we've seen a much closer division splits. Is there any other drivers other than Yi that have that you've got your eye on and are worried about for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a few fast guys that have joined recently. Not sure what happened to Firmus Cassis and Michael Manning. I know, like, they're obviously super quick everywhere, and they must have had bad quality or something. But and I know we were missing James Rowley. He's always quick too.
Yeah.
But yeah, just looking out for guys like Nate Lamlin, Blaine Hall. I think those guys could put up a fight as well.
Yeah, all those drivers didn't have the best race tonight, but as we saw last week, Blaine Hall had an absolutely phenomenal performance. Um, but yeah, a lot of drivers to watch out for this season, including you, Matt. Back in the McLaren, I think there's a lot of people who are very excited to see that, very excited to see Matt back in the top again, just absolutely crushing the competition, making it look easy.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. Still haven't gotten that win yet. Still in a bit of a dry spell, but hopefully this season will be better.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for having us up, coming up
Joining
here,
us.
for and joining us. Sorry, words are hard. And we hope to see you a couple more times this season.
Yeah, congrats, man. See you next time.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Well deserved, man. Well deserved.
yeah. Thanks all. Hope to see y'all soon.
Bring up Fazly.
Mr. Majid.
Hey,
Good race, man. Thanks for putting on
Sir,
the show
Wow.
for
Yeah,
us.
no kidding, huh?
that was an eventful race.
No kidding.
Glad. Yeah.
Tell us
I
more
mean,
about it. What was exciting for you?
Okay, so my qualifying lap was just about my personal best. It was just a bit disheartening to see Koa set like what looked to be a banker lap at like 53 point something. So that's that. Um, for the race start, I was pretty much in for the team points at this point. Between our conglomerate, Brooker Quigg, Pat Rust, and Michael Menning. Unfortunately, Menning actually dropped out of the race, I think, on the first couple of laps. So, yeah, that's sucks for our team. Sometimes maybe good. But also another thing was I started the race. My setup, my rear tires were a little bit overpressured. Kind of suffered with that all race. A couple of slides out of the chicane, and my tires never recovered. So I was pretty much babying the rears for the entire race. But I'm quite happy with the pace I managed to keep. Finished in what was I, 8th, 9th? I'm pretty happy with that.
so there's been a lot of questions about your car choice this season. The Mercedes-Benz,
hmm
not too particularly well liked in SRA. It seems looking at the rest of the divisions, but four drivers in D1 seem to be rocking it really good, including you. You've been making it look really good out there. And especially last race, I know you didn't have the greatest start, but you definitely showed the pace there, especially in the end when you were in like 37th, but still like lap for lap right on the bumper of the leaders. So, I know that you're going to do a lot of great things with that Mercedes this season. But what are your thoughts on it so far?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny for me. Most people probably know I've pretty much only driven the Aston Martin V8 like exclusively for over a year, and for this season we decided to change it up a bit. We moved to the Mercedes AMG. It's quite a change. Um, Much more different than I expected. I thought, okay, it's another front engine car. It's gonna handle more or less similarly to the Aston Martin, and it should be easy to adapt to it. But not the case at all. Um, so quite a lot of learning to do, but I think I'm starting to get to grips with it. So hopefully I can only move forward from here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely known for being a fast car, but not always the most forgiving. So definitely takes a patient driver to make
Yeah.
that thing work for
Yep.
them. Uh,
Yeah, I think last week at Suzuka, you probably saw. I think I've got the most drifts at 130R in the race. So
Well, if we could have an award for that, I'd pin it on you. But P2 for Silver Division is a really good award to have. So
Pretty good
I,
result.
yeah.
Yep.
So hopefully we can see you in that Mercedes a couple more times this season, and get some of those team points in for a very strong team indeed.
Yep. Thank you. Yep. I hope so.
All right, catch ya.
Congrats. See you next time.
Thank you. See ya.
All right, who else do we have, Colin? Any more people
So
we
I
can bring in
think
here?
that's it. I think the only one we haven't gotten to would be Matthew Marlowe, which I
Or
do not see anywhere.
P3 for gold we didn't do, and P3 for silver we didn't do.
We haven't talked to Travis Nordstrom yet?
We have not talked to Travis Nordstrom.
Oh, my bad, Travis. All right, I'll
Bring him up
got
here. Come on.
Trav.
Not up quite yet. All right, Colin's bring him. Here we go. I'm just pulling him in.
Trav. Congrats,
Hello.
man.
Yeah,
Nice
thank you.
race.
Thanks.
Another great finish from you. You were my favorite to win tonight, but of course, Matt Lehman and Ryan Yee just had some crazy pace tonight.
Yeah, that
how
was
are
an
you feeling
awfully
out
bold
there?
prediction.
Well, hey, you had a great qualifying, and I watched you last week, and you really wanted that win. And I know that you have it in you. I know that we're gonna see that Travis Nordstrom win before the end of the season here. Just, I mean, your driving is very aggressive. You want that position, so I was definitely hoping to see a win. But yeah, Matt Lehman and Ryan Yee had just some phenomenal pace. But I mean, how was the race for you?
Pretty good. I was feeling pretty good at the first half, and then after I took my pit stop, man, just the tires fell off really
Mm.
hard once I went through the pits, and Koadroma was putting in a lot of pressure. I was really struggling to keep him behind. I mean, he never like got within passing distance, but just trying to keep him give myself a gap so he didn't, go for
Yeah,
a
just
pass. Just
watching
with
that delta. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And with all the straight line speed that he has compared to me, if he got within 1 second, it would have been over. So yeah, I was just trying to keep a good distance.
Yeah, I think I noticed that at least at Suzuka, especially with how much closer a lot of this driving has been this season. That it's just once you get within that gap of the Porsche, second you see a straightaway, you're done.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal out there for you guys, but yeah, that Porsche. How do you think it's handling this season with the track so far?
I think these first two tracks, they're decent for sure. Like qualifying pace is fine, but I these are kind of like front downforce tracks to me. It feels like, and
Mm.
that's not really where the Porsche excels. I'm really hoping that. Well, I know for a fact that like Laguna Seca is amazing in the Porsche, and Kailami's pretty good too. I'm looking forward to those, and I don't know about Indy. I don't know if that track is. I
Indy's
haven't
going to be
driven it much,
interesting.
but yeah.
You're looking forward to
Um,
a big second half, though, from what it sounds
Yes, for
like.
sure. Those I think Kailami and Laguna Seca are the last two races, and Porsche is very good there. So
Sure.
yeah, qualifying looks good, but I'm struggling a little bit with race pace, and that might just be because of the whole fuel in the backs or fuel in the front situation with the Porsche. It completely changes the driving and everything. So
Yeah, well, you've been making it look easy out there, whipping that thing around, and a P3. That's certainly,
Yeah.
I mean that is a phenomenal finish right there. And like I said, we're gonna see a win out of you this season. So, um, yeah, like I've been saying, I hope to see you up here a couple more times this season. And thank you so much for joining us up here, Travis.
all right, thank you guys.
Congrats, man. Later.
Yeah. Thanks. Congrats,
Bye.
man.
All right, and so concludes our stream. But before we do so, I do want to give a good shout out to all of our league sponsors. Our title sponsors are Roby Toady, Daehee Yun, Joshua Arnold, Evan Kim, Paulie Hartman, Thomas Greer, Dominic Duran, Zach Sky, Tyler James, Jacob Wolfman, Fazli Majid, Kyle McGinnis, Ramon Lorenzo, Stephanie Fisher, and Matt Morrison. For our SRA sponsors, we have Philip Menzies, Michael Jeffries, Dewal Bendari, Koa Jeromo, Nate Allen, and Justin Rowley. Thank you so much, guys,
Thank
for all the
you.
support that you give us. And also, thank you to all of those who subscribe on Twitch or Twitch
Yes.
Prime. All these things help out with the operating
huge.
costs
Yeah.
of SRA and make it so it's a lot easier on everyone, so we don't have to stress out about it. All of the league funds go directly back into the league, so you help pay for cool things around the server. And thank you so much for
Despite
that.
what you think, Doug is not going on cruises.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a joke. That was a joke.
Only Uber XL
only day.
rides. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you guys so much, and thank you for tuning in for all of our watchers, chatters, and such on Twitch. And
And tune
yeah,
in tomorrow.
yeah, tune in tomorrow for what's
Yeah,
going
my
on.
division. Little
Yeah.
D6 action. Little you can turn into the YouTube after the fact, but it'll be interesting. I can assure you, it'll be. Hey, listen, I'm gonna die by this sword, but we were the only division last race, race 1 of season 5, with no penalties. So I'm just gonna leave that there as the night recap.
Look, I think D6 is just it's a higher ascended level of driving. Okay.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they're really safe out there.
Yeah, we're all Canadian. We're just all going. No, after you, after you.
Oops.
Well,
Scooch on over.
I do want to shout out one more thing. I want to shout out the league. So, Sim Racing Alliance. You can join by going into the description here at discord.gg/Sim Racing Alliance. Here we have on Mondays practice races for our upcoming tracks for our division races. Tuesday and Wednesday are division race. Tuesday is D1 hosted here on Twitch, D4 hosted on YouTube, and D5 and Wednesday we have D2 hosted on Twitch, D3 hosted on YouTube, and D6. Thursday is coaching nights. Fridays we have a little ongoing season that's not currently happening, but will be happening soon enough, called Multi-Class Mayhem, an absolute hoot and a holler. G4 and G3 cars on track at the same time. As a GT3 car, you feel like you're in light speed mode, like you're in like NFS. You got the turbo button going around the other cars, and then the GT4s, you got cars flying around, chaos. It's a whole lot of fun. So go in, sign up for that. I highly recommend it. Sundays we have some fun exhibition races going on. Our upcoming tracks next week, we're actually going to have off for all the divisions, but week 3, starting November 29th, is going to be Indianapolis. It's going to be a very fun track indeed. So make sure you mark that one on your calendars and tune in for that, and watch the extra long pit lane. Going out there as people have time to think about their life and everything they've done wrong, and then get onto the track. So we're going to see some existential crises on the track. So that'll be interesting. Watch the mental breakdown of the drivers. Yeah, and then we got Misano, Snetterton, Barcelona, Laguna Seca, and Kailami. So a lot of fun things coming up. I also want to shout out League in a Week, which is starting very soon here. So if you guys are in SRA or not in SRA, this is a great chance to go out there and meet some of your other fellow drivers and get some wins under your belt. 10 races, 2 races a night, 3 drop races. November 17th through 21st. So it's coming up really soon here. Get signed up for that and attend some of those races. Every time that we've done this here in SRA, it's been one of my favorite parts of the whole league.
Yeah, League in a Week was how I got started here, I think. I came into the end of season 1 and did League in a Week, and that was so much fun.
Yeah, it's seriously a blast. Then we have our SRA 1K endurance race. This is our 1-year birthday and celebrating 1K members, December 3rd. We might have a stream going for that. No word on that yet, but I guess we'll try to get something happening. We did for our last endurance race, so you might see some of us there. But you can also sign up for that race. Still a lot of slots available. So that's going to be a blast. I know that I did the Suzuka commentary, and that was a great stream. A lot of interesting, fun topics there, and I know that race is going to be a blast too. So get your friends together, get ready for that. Then Big Grid, December 30th or December 20th. Not sure what that is quite yet. And the Transatlantic Cup, which January 7th. So mark that on your calendars, where we face off versus one of the top leagues in Europe. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff coming up in SRA. If
whole
you're
lot.
not a part of SRA, be sure to go to discord.gg/simracingalliance or go to our website at simracingalliance.com and join in for the fun. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I was your picture-in-picture Paulie signing off. I'm joined by Colin Shea.
Hello. Am I there? Am I
Yeah,
muted?
and
Yeah.
Jess Osborne
Sorry, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
and Nate Allen, our new guy.
Yeah,
hey,
shout out to
appreciate you guys
Nate,
having-
our guest, new commentator. It was great. Great having you. Thanks, man. I hope we see you again.
I appreciate it, fellas. I'm looking forward to being here again.
All right. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See ya.
Would you like an apple pie with that? Would you like an apple pie with that? I'm a paper head.